another bit of news that just came out, of course, part of the reason everybody thought we'd play the game with The Rock was, well, this little Vince McMahon thing, we got to make this go away. So, well, some of the reporting from Vice and others has certainly not allowed that to happen, because some digging was done, and a lot of the sourcing was coming out of Vice. And of course, that's where the Dark Side of the Ring, that network, and they do sometimes some very shaky reporting. But on this one, apparently Ashley Massaro, of course, you remember as Ashley, back in the mid to late 2000s, was a performer from WWE, found out that WWE apparently had covered up that she may have been raped at an event on tour over in Kuwait in 2006. And apparently John Laurinaitis had reported this. So that's what his attorney said that. And apparently someone representing himself as a U.S. Army doctor while they were on tour, Massaro had said that she was injected with a paralyzing drug and raped, but apparently it was covered up. The situation was covered up. And then we've also heard Paul London and some others saying that Massaro had been completely sexually harassed by Vince McMahon over a long period of time, and she rejected him. And McMahon eventually took over Massaro's promos and was completely burying her. There was one example I saw on Twitter that I remembered that was just unreal. But Massaro suffered a lot apparently at the hands of Vince McMahon, while of course their lawyer was reporting that, Massaro would see other divas making out with Vince in the locker room. Of course, Massaro went on after she was released from WWE. Did a little bit of TV and radio, but unfortunately it committed suicide in 2019. But a lot of reports about Massaro, and of course, Bret Hart spoke out also this week saying that he can never shake Vince McMahon's hand and is disgusted by all this. Seth Rollins actually spoke out that anybody who's involved in this, he hopes they get what's coming to them. Bruce Pritchard, of course, the one that the longtime employee of WWE and one of the right-hand men for Vince McMahon, has said, he basically said, no comment. I can't talk about any of this stuff. There's legal things going on, is hidden. But of course, Ronda Rousey said that it's basically Vince's right-hand man when Vince isn't around. Bruce is the one that talks about it. Of course, he has a podcast that he does. So a very ugly situation continues in WWE. And I hate to say it, no matter what you try to do, this is not going away. It's not. And Vince can, WWE can try to cover this up as much as they want, but this situation is going to be around for a long, long time. And I'm sure there's going to be more lawsuits and more news that will be coming out of this in the weeks and months to come. So good luck on that.